You've all heard of Smile.Dog, right? That terrifying picture of a husky smiling in a demonic way? Yeah, that one. Well, I was looking at the internet memes and scary stories a few months ago, and I stumbled across this urban legend video, which I found infuriating. I watched the video and it told us a few basic facts about spontaneous human contraction and sleep paralysis. The video also contained a couple of screamers to kill the mood a little. The end story was of Smile.Dog. It simply presented the picture and told the viewer the legend. I researched in a bit more and found it to be terrifying but quite cool. I began talking about it to my friends in school the next day. It turned into something of a common interest. People would often use it jokingly, like in a history lesson. Our teacher told us that he collapsed on the floor, and my friend leaned towards me and said, "I guess he saw Smile.Dog." And it would often make us laugh. We then found other stories, such as Red Mist or Squidward's suicide and Candle Cove. We dropped the subject of Smile.Dog for a while after that. In our school, we often talked to this boy. He was called Michael. He was a strange child, never spoke to us, and he would often keep to himself. We had no idea where he would be at lunchtime. He couldn't be hanging out with us, but we found it not to our concern. He would often leave lessons early to visit a hospital, as he was a rather sickly child. He told me of only a few of his afflictions, the most noticeable being epilepsy and schizophrenia. He would never show signs of these, though. If we mentioned them, he would often laugh them off and dismiss them. He approached me one day and inquired about Smile.Dog. I replied, "Oh, that thing. It's obviously fake." "Can I see it?" I didn't save it or anything, but just look it up, okay? I was busy with homework at the time when people were trying to talk to me. I am rather irritable. He walked off without looking back. I didn't see Mitchell the next day. He was supposed to be a few of our lessons, but he wasn't there. Nobody, even the teachers, knew where he was. It was after our first lesson I was called into the headmaster's office. The headmaster sat me down in front of his desk and told me, "Your friend Mitchell has been investigated to a psychiatric hospital. Apparently, he saw something scary and keeps having visions of it. Have you any idea what I mean?" "That might be." I immediately remembered Smile.Dog. "Yes, sir." The headmaster immediately brought up his computer, and I faced with Google, the search engine. I changed the search to images and typed in Smile.Dog. Yes, I'm doing something. Sorry about that. Smile.Dog. I showed the headmaster the full, unedited image of Smile.Dog. He said, "Oh my," and told me that Mitchell wanted to see me. He immediately arranged a transport for me to the psychiatric hospital. I entered the colossal building with the headmaster, where he stopped by a doctor and said, "Mitchell only wants his friend, I'm afraid." The headmaster gave me a bewildered look, and I said, "That's fine. See you in a few minutes." I strolled down the large, intimidating corridor as I reached room 204. The room had a padded floor and wall with a light, no windows except a mystical viewing slot through the door. I walked in and almost vomited. Mitchell was lying face down in the middle of the room with his hands still gripping tight on his neck. He was dead. There was a hastily scrawled note left to him. "It was for me, Josh. I saw the Smile.Dog you showed me. It's everywhere. No matter what we do, it cannot be stopped. It appears even in the brightest moments of your life. It will always be watching, never moving. It will never go away. Why did they put me in this room? Why? I had no escape. No matter what I did, I kicked off. The doctors would not believe me. This is the only way out. What if the dog is still in here? It's still there during the death? When you are weak, incapacitated, he will drag you down to hell from where he once came. This is reality, Josh. Do not ever mention Smile.Dog again. I pocketed the note. And altered the doctor's. Upon further inspection of his body, his hands was blocking a horrifying, vicious bite into his neck. Teeth marks and master of the dogs. A Siberian husky. The aftermath. I kept going over and over that note in my head. I can't believe it. He was such a nice boy. I regret every bad thing I ever said to him. Why did it have to end this way for him? There's a small part in my head that I am responsible, and another portion in my head that believes this is all fake, and I should have been more aware of Mitchell's affections. The only trouble is, I'm running out of options to believe here. I didn't know that synchronization was contagious. I keep seeing that damnable dog in the corner of my eye everywhere I go. It's starting to get on my nerves. Wait a minute. Is that? No. I'm hearing panting and scratching on my door. Let me investigate. I'll be back in a second.